Hey guys, zpolt here. Welcome to my lab, and today we're gonna take a look at another QKZ product. So as you guys know, I'm really super excited about QKZ products in general because they're an even ultra budget option for, of course, budgetfi seekers out there. This is just around $4 or around 199 pesos for a dual driver earphone. So that is super cheap for something like this. So we're gonna find out if it's good sounding, if it's something I'd recommend of course in this channel, and is it a top contender now here in this channel. So we're gonna find out all of those out in this video. But of course, we review budget-fi to mid-fi audio gear, so if you're into that, consider subscribing. And I also did my impressions video of this already. Links up here if you want to see me unbox it and dig into more details about the build. You should check that video out. So on to the review. So initially from the box photos, I kind of liked it. I thought it looks good, but upon closer checking, it does not really look good. It's built of low quality plastic and the finish is not so well done. Also, the design is not okay for me. The gold looks kind of tacky, and maybe even a deal breaker for some. That will depend on you. Comfort wise, it is also not the most comfortable wear, but it does feel secure in the ear. It's kind of flush in your ear. The design they chose, I would say, is not a safe design. I find that I need to readjust the wear from time to time after fitting it. And though it's quite stable, like maybe the Xiaomi piston in-ears kind of fit, below average, but the fit is, I would say, right up there. Isolation, below average in isolation as well. The tips doesn't fit super good in my ear. It's alright, but I wouldn't use this if I need some isolation in my life. Sound overview. So this has quite a punchy sound. Definitely has more highs compared to the CK5s. It is musical and energetic, airy kind of sound. Better detail than the CK5s, but has some drawbacks which may lead to me not making this my overwhelming recommendation, of course, over the CK5. So the sound signature is a balanced sound, but it has a recessed mids. Highs, it has very good extension in the highs, good body. The cymbals are not tinny. There's a nice punchy highs over here. Mids is kind of in the background. As I mentioned, it's kind of recessed. It's quite thin mids as well. So if you love mids, maybe this is not for you. This is definitely not the strong suit of the CK8. Bass is a kind of in your face kind of bass. It's tight and bleeds into the mids as well. So this is one of the reasons why I didn't like this over the CK5s. It's because of the bass and it bleeds to the mids as well, which may make this kind of a muddy sounding signature. It doesn't have that much sub bass extension as well. Soundstage, quite intimate soundstage, similar to a KZ soundstage, so definitely smaller than the CK5s and even maybe smaller than the KZ soundstage. Imaging, the imaging is below average here. I wouldn't rave about the imaging right here. You can't really pinpoint the instruments that easily. Hearing comfort, this may be fatiguing after some time of use due to that sort of high attack and punchy sound, especially at higher volumes. It's not as bad as the Aways, but there is still listening fatigue, especially if you're gonna use it for maybe like 8 hours. Overall, there's good highs here, but after the highs, the rest of the spectrum didn't really impress for me. Definitely, if you like highs, maybe this is for you. Otherwise, there are others you can look at. Earphone comparisons. Vido. So this is warmer than the Vido. It has less mids. The Vido still has better highs. I still prefer the Vido over the CK8. Xiaomi Pistons 2. This is quite a more punchy sounding IEM over the Piston 2s, but there are similarities in tonality here. This is still a more aggressive sound. The soundstage here is smaller and mids are less than the Pistons, so I still prefer the Pistons overall. QKZ CK8. So this has more highs than the CK5, a little bit more detail, but the rest goes to the CK5. In terms of overall package, I like the CK5 more. Awe ES900i. So this has better highs than the Awe. Similar in tonality with a kind of aggressive signature, I prefer the CK8 more than the Awe's. Genre pairing. Acoustic tracks are the strong suit of this. Nice highs and quite a punchy sound as well. It helps in having that twang sound of the acoustic strings. Female vocal music can be good here as well because of that high extension. Guitar tracks doesn't work well here because of that recessed mids. It has also quite thin kind of mids, so the whole music feels like there's a hole in the sound. Hip hop and EDM can be good here, especially with that bass rumble and lower mids accentuation. Bass is definitely highlighted in the mix. Amplification. When using it with the Note 8, I can get the volume I want at around 80% volume, so this needs less power than the CK5s. The Note 8 loses a bit of top end, but the Soundstage is similar. Going up to the Surface Book 2, this has additional top end. There's better detail here. Soundstage is similar, so I would say it's a pleasant experience with the Surface Book 2. WM1A, this has now a bigger soundstage, imaging is better, and the detail retrieval though is kind of similar with the Surface Book 2. Okay, verdict. So for 199 pesos or around $4, if this was the only earphone I have tested, I may have given this a big nod, though there are other earphones now in the price range that I'd recommend more. This is not an overwhelming yes for me. It doesn't look good visually. The fit is kind of mediocre. There's good clarity here, so definitely if you like highs, maybe this is for you. Otherwise, the rest of the spectrum is not that likable for me. So for the same price, I'd go with the CK5, the QKZ CK5, or the Xiaomi Pistons. Those will have better value for money in terms of sound and overall package. They have a kind of a more versatile sound that will fit more genres. Of course, best if you can get to audition this in your local stores to make sure that this is for you. So that is my review of the QKZ CK8. Hopefully you like this review and hopefully you learned something. If you learned something, of course, leave a like, and I'm gonna review a lot more earphones in the future, so make sure you are subscribed, and of course stay tuned for more reviews like this here in zpolt Labs. And of course I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.